Here's something almost nobody warns you about. Somewhere after 70, you take a step off a curb, or you turn a little too quickly in the kitchen, and your ankle just gives. Just for a second, and your heart jumps, because for that split second, you weren't sure your own foot was going to hold you up. What if I told you that little wobble isn't just getting older? And what if the fix isn't a brace you buy, not a gadget you strap on, not some expensive shoe insert, but something you can start doing tonight, sitting in your own chair, with nothing but your 2 feet? I've spent more than 25 years as a physical therapist working with people over 65, and I can tell you, the ankle is the most ignored joint in the entire body. Everybody worries about their knees, their hips, their back. Almost nobody thinks about their ankles until the day they can't trust them anymore. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why your ankles get weak after 70, why it happens faster than you'd expect, and the simple moves that start rebuilding them, beginning with your very next step. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. And if you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Now, let me ask you something. Have you noticed that you plant your feet a little wider apart than you used to? That you reach for a railing you never needed before? That stepping onto uneven ground, a patch of grass, a gravel driveway suddenly feels like walking on a moving boat? Sound familiar? If it does, I want you to know something right away. You are not imagining it, and you are not clumsy. What you're feeling has a name, and it has a cause, and most importantly, it has a fix. Here's the thing, your ankle is not just a hinge, it's the single most important balance joint you own. Every time you stand, every time you walk, your ankles are making tiny adjustments, dozens of them every second to keep you upright. When the ground shifts even a little, your ankle is the first thing that responds. It's your body's first line of defense against a fall. And after 70, that defense starts to quietly break down. Let me explain what's actually happening. There are 3 things going on inside an aging ankle, and they all pile on top of each other. The first is muscle loss. After 70, we lose muscle faster than at any other time in life. And the small muscles that stabilize your ankle, the ones running down the sides of your lower leg, are some of the first to fade. They're small, they're rarely used on purpose, and when they weaken, your ankle starts to feel loose, like a door with a worn-out hinge. The second is stiffness. The joint itself gets tight. If you can't flex your foot up toward your shin the way you used to, your whole stride shortens. You start taking those short, careful, shuffling steps. And here's the part most people miss. The stiffer your ankle gets, the less you move it. And the less you move it, the stiffer it gets. It's a trap that feeds on itself. The third, and this is the big one, is something called proprioception. That's a long word, so let me make it simple. Proprioception is your body's sense of where it is in space, without you having to look. It's how you can close your eyes and still touch your nose. Your ankles are packed with tiny sensors that tell your brain, here's where the ground is, here's how you're leaning. After 70, those sensors get quieter. The signal fades. And that little wobble you feel? That's the gap between when your ankle should have caught you and when it actually did. Now, why does this matter so much? Because your ankles are where a fall begins, not your hips, not your knees. The vast majority of stumbles start at the ground, at the ankle, when it fails to make that quick correction. By the time your hip or your hand tries to save you, you're already falling. The ankle is the checkpoint, and a weak checkpoint lets everything through. Think about it. When you were younger, you could step on a garden hose, feel your foot roll, and instantly correct you'd barely notice. Your ankle caught it before your brain even registered a problem. That reflex is what fades. It's like a light switch when the circuit's been cut. The bulb is fine. The wiring just needs reconnecting. And here's the good news, and I really want you to hear this. This is reversible. Muscle can be rebuilt at any age. The research on this is clear. People in their 70s, their 80s, even their 90s can regain strength and rebuild balance when they train the right way. Those quiet sensors in your ankle, they wake back up when you give them a reason to. You were born with this system. You just have to switch it back on. So let me show you how. I'm going to give you 5 simple movements. You can do every one of them at home, most of them sitting down to start. You don't need any equipment. You just need a sturdy chair and a wall nearby. Let's begin. Exercise 1, the seated foot rock. This is where everyone should start because it wakes up the joint gently. Why it matters. Before we build strength, we have to restore movement. That up and down motion of your foot pointing your toes down, then pulling them up toward you is the exact motion that gets locked up first after 70. Restoring it is what lengthens your stride again and stops that shuffling walk. Here's how to do it. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Keep your heels planted and slowly lift the front of both feet up, pulling your toes toward your shins as far as they'll comfortably go. Hold for 3 seconds, then slowly press the front of your feet back down, pointing your toes toward the floor, and hold for 3 seconds. That's 1. Move slowly. This is not a race. Do 10 of these. What to focus on. Feel the stretch along the front of your ankle when you pull up and along the back when you point down. Keep the movement smooth, not jerky. If your ankles crackle a little at first, that's usually just a stiff joint waking up, nothing to worry about. Progress tip. Once 10 feels easy, slow it down even more. Take a full 5 seconds up and 5 seconds down. Slower is harder, and slower is where the real work happens. Exercise 2, the heel raise. Now we start building the muscle that carries you. Why it matters. Every time you push off to take a step, climb a stair, or rise onto your toes to reach a shelf, you're using your calf and the muscles around your ankle. These are the muscles that fade fastest after 70. Rebuild them, and you rebuild your power to walk, to climb, and to catch yourself. Here's how to do it. Stand behind your sturdy chair and rest both hands lightly on the back of it for balance. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. Now slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. Hold for 2 seconds at the top, then lower down slowly, all the way until your heels touch the floor. That's 1. Do 10 if you can. If 10 is too many at first, do 5. That's perfectly fine. What to focus on. The lowering is more important than the lifting. Come down slow and controlled, don't just drop. That slow lowering is what builds strength the fastest. Keep your hands on the chair only for balance, not to pull yourself up. Progress tip. When this gets easy, try resting just your fingertips on the chair instead of your whole hand. Down the road, you can try rising on one foot at a time, but only when you feel steady and sure. Exercise 3, the toe raise. This one trains the muscle almost everybody has forgotten. Why it matters. Remember I said the muscle that lifts the front of your foot is one of the first to weaken? That's the muscle that stops you from catching your toe and tripping. When it's strong, your foot clears the ground with every step. When it's weak, you shuffle, you catch, you stumble. This exercise targets it directly. Here's how to do it. Stay standing behind your chair, hands resting on it. Keep your heels on the floor. Now lift the front of both feet up off the ground, so you're rocking back onto your heels, toes pointing up toward the ceiling. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower the front of your feet back down slowly. That's 1. Do 10. What to focus on. You should feel this working in the front of your shins. That burning, tired feeling there is a good sign. It means you're reaching a muscle that's been asleep for years. Keep your balance centered over your heels and hold the chair. Progress tip. Add a short pause at the top. Lift, hold for a slow count of 3, then lower. Those extra seconds double the work without adding a single rep. Exercise 4, the ankle circles. Now we bring back mobility and control in every direction. Why it matters. Your ankle doesn't just move up and down. In real life, it rolls, it tilts, it adjusts side to side over uneven ground. This exercise restores that full range, so when you step on something uneven, your ankle can flow with it instead of buckling. Here's how to do it. Sit back down in your chair. Lift one foot slightly off the floor. Now slowly draw a big, slow circle in the air with your big toe. Make it as wide and round as you can. Do 5 circles one way, then 5 circles the other way. Then switch to the other foot. Slow and deliberate is the goal. What to focus on. Move only your foot and ankle, keep your legs still. Make the circle smooth and complete, not tiny and rushed. Imagine you're tracing the edge of a large dinner plate with your toe. Progress tip. Once this feels easy, try writing the letters of the alphabet in the air with your toe, one letter at a time. It sounds simple, but it forces your ankle through every angle and it wakes up those balance sensors beautifully. Exercise 5. The supported single leg stand. This is the one that puts it all together. Why it matters? This is where you rebuild that fading reflex, the proprioception, the sense of balance I told you about. Standing on one foot, even for a few seconds, forces all those tiny ankle sensors to fire and reconnect with your brain. This is the exercise that, over time, gives you back that instant catch when the ground surprises you. Here's how to do it. Stand behind your chair with both hands resting on it. Shift your weight onto one foot. Now lift the other foot just an inch or two off the floor, just barely. Hold it there for as long as you comfortably can, up to 10 seconds. Set it down. Then switch to the other foot. Do this 3 times on each side. What to focus on. Keep your eyes open and pick a spot on the wall to look at that helps you stay steady. It's completely normal to wobble at first. That wobble is the exercise working. That's your ankle relearning its job in real time. Keep both hands on the chair until you feel ready to try less. Progress tip. As you get stronger, hold longer, up to 20 or 30 seconds, then lighten your grip to just fingertips. Never rush this one. Steady and safe beats fast every single time. Now, before you go try these, I need you to hear this part. This is important. These movements are gentle, but they are still exercise, and your body is your own. Always have a wall or a sturdy chair within reach. Never do the standing exercises out in the open with nothing to grab. Never do these in socks on a hard floor, bare feet, or non-slip shoes only. If you feel sharp pain, dizziness, or lightheadedness, stop immediately and sit down. And if any of these apply to you, please talk to your doctor or physical therapist before you begin. That includes a recent hip or knee replacement, a recent fall that caused an injury, severe osteoporosis, Parkinson's, or any diagnosed balance or inner ear disorder. There is nothing weak about asking first. The smartest people I've ever treated are the ones who checked with their doctor before starting. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's right for your body. So let's bring this all together. You started by waking up the joint with the foot rock. You rebuilt your pushing power with heel raises. You strengthened the muscle that stops the trip with toe raises. You restored full motion with ankle circles. And you began reconnecting your balance with the single leg stand. 5 simple moves. A few minutes a day. No equipment, no cost, no gym. Now, here's what I want you to really understand. This was never just about your ankles. Strong, responsive ankles mean you can step off the curb without fear. You can walk across the grass to your mailbox. You can carry a cup of coffee down the hallway without watching your feet the whole way. You can get down on the floor to play with your grandchildren and get back up on your own. That kind of independence, the freedom to move through your own life on your own 2 feet, is not a small thing. It is everything. And here's what's coming next. Your ankles are the foundation, but strong ankles standing on weak legs will only take you so far. In my next video, I'm going to show you the simple chair exercises that rebuild the leg strength above your ankles so you can rise out of any chair, any couch, any car seat, without ever having to push off with your hands again. You won't want to miss it, so make sure that bell is turned on. If this video helped you today, let me know. Type 1 in the comments if you're going to try these, or 0 if there's something you'd like me to cover instead. And please, share this with someone you love who could use a little more steadiness in their step. It might be the thing that keeps them on their feet. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.